when there wasn't treasure. It was one of those hot, hazy summer days that was meant for nothing but hanging about in trees and catnapping and watching crickets cricketing. All the birds were snoozling, and Custard was coolly harmonicering, when suddenly, without warning, a spot of one-legged trouble burst out of the shed with an idea to make everyone rich. "Aha!" growled Rhubarb, as he hobbled down through the heat haze, dressed overall as an old sea dog, with a plastic parrot called polystyrene glued to his shoulder. "Aha! Jim lads," he went on, "see this map? I reckon there's treasure enough for all who's game enough to sail with me. Ha-ha!" "Oh, please go away," squeaked everyone. "We're not interested today. It's far too hot." "Ah, so be it upon your own heads, me hearties. Be it on your own heads," snivelled Rhubarb. "I'll sail alone, bar old Polly here. We'll sail on the noonday tide." "That's just about right now," grinned Custard without opening his eyes. "So be it," ahed Rhubarb, and he pegged his way through the gap in the hedge, quickly boarded his raft, and hoisted the skull and crossbones. With a mighty heave-ho from his trusty peg, Rhubarb pushed his raft seaward, and in no time at all his sails filled with the gentle breezes that were to bear him to his destiny. As his raft bobbed up and down, Polly bobbed to and fro on his shoulder, pecking him affectionately on the ear with every fro. "Ah, Polly, your dog's best friend," murmured Rhubarb, as he remembered nostalgically the landlubbers he'd left behind. "Thank goodness he's gone," sighed those very same landlubbers as they slipped back into their daydreams, letting the afternoon wear lazily on. When Rhubarb arrived off Treasure Island, he carefully spied out the land for any unfriendly natives, pirate gangs, or bands of brigands. When he was sure it was safe, he stepped out onto the beach, and his peg leg sank into the sand right up to the knee. "Arr!" he muttered. Then another "Arr!" as he spotted an old boot floating in a rock pool. With great difficulty, Rhubarb extricated his peg from the sand, trying very hard to maintain his balance. But no sooner had he released himself than his peg sank up to his knee again with his very next step. "Great actors like Robert Newton and Long John Silver never had this trouble," he muttered, as he finally managed, after much effort and endeavour, to plant his peg inside the boot. As he shuffled off up the beach, dragging the newfound boot at the end of his peg, lest it should fall off, Rhubarb mumbled something about being footloose and fancy-free. Rhubarb then scrutinized the map that held all the clues to where the treasure lay hidden. 39 steps up the beach, said the map. Then, steps to the left. 1, 2, 3. Now, steps to the right. 1, 2, 3, it went on. "Well, it's more like a dance map," grizzled Rhubarb, as he turned the map over and read the other side. "The treasure is by the old tree, marked with an X. Arrgh!" Rhubarb shuffled on, searching for the old tree marked with an X. He examined every tree on the island, which wasn't very time-consuming, since the island was a desert island. "Ah," said Rhubarb, "these clues are no use to me at all. I'd better try the dance steps. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Eureka! I'm doing the Rhubarb Shuffle!" When all the dance directions were completed, Rhubarb found himself standing on top of a small mound. "Ah, I think this is as likely a place as any to dig for buried treasure." Rhubarb soon realized he had a problem. "It's a fine thing saying I'll dig here, but what can I find to dig with?" It was then he remembered the old garden shovel that was lashed to his raft to serve as the rudder. Back at the mound, Rhubarb started to dig with huffs and puffs and lots of R's. Polystyrene, who was being jolted and jerked back and forth, almost came unstuck, but didn't say a word. By now Rhubarb had disappeared down into the hole and was having some difficulty with a large rotting root. "This must have been the tree on the treasure map," he said, and with that his digging became much more eager and intense. Suddenly, clunk went the shovel. "Ah, treasure, I'll be bound," beamed Rhubarb as he excitedly uncovered a treasure chest as big as a kennel. When Rhubarb arrived home, all hot and excited about his find, he ranted and raved and woke everyone up once again. See, the treasure's mine, all mine, I tell ya. Now ain't you sorry, eh? And he showered gold coins all over the garden. All mine, ain't you sorry? Custard picked up a coin, peeled off the gold foil, and bit it just like they do in films. "Oh, plain chocolate money," he groaned. "Haven't you any milk chocolate ones or ones with raspberry centres?" "What?" screamed Rhubarb as he bit on a coin. "Chocolate money? Arr! I've been cheated! I've been robbed!" "All that glitters is not gold," squeaked the birds in chorus, as Custard busily tested the other coins, as Peg-Leg Rhubarb disappeared into the shed, hopping mad.